Welcome to the Mason Library's tutorial on reading a scholarly article. In this tutorial, you will learn how to understand the different elements of a scholarly article and understand differences in scholarly articles across disciplines. Not all scholarly articles have the same layout. Some articles will have a different structure or different sections than others. This tutorial will go over a few common sections that may be in a scholarly article. But if the article you're looking at doesn't have some of these, that's okay. Depending on the discipline, researchers use different styles and conventions to structure their articles. Some articles use headers to identify their different sections, while others do not have headers and require careful reading to notice their structure. The first thing that usually appears in a scholarly journal article is the title, author or authors, and the abstract. The abstract is a paragraph that summarizes the topic and main findings or arguments of the article. An abstract is usually separated out from the main text and appears before it. The abstract can help the reader decide if the article is relevant to their research, without having to spend lots of time reading the whole thing. The next section of a scholarly journal article is the introduction. The introduction may include a research question or questions. A research question is a question around which the research is centered. Follow the link in the clickable card in the top right corner of this video to get our tutorial on research questions. In addition to or instead of a research question, the article may include a thesis statement, which describes the central claim or argument. The thesis statement may or may not be a single sentence, and it may or may not be in the very first paragraph. The introduction may also include a literature review, or this may be a separate section. In the literature review, the authors synthesize information on what other scholars have written about their topic. The literature review explains how the author's research contributes to the scholarly conversation, which is the body of existing ideas about the topic. It also helps the reader become familiar with current knowledge and ongoing questions about the topic. After the literature review, some articles will also include a section on the methods used in the article. This is especially common for research done in the natural, physical, and social sciences. The methods section explains the way the authors gathered and analyzed the evidence in their article. If the article has a methods section, it will almost always be followed by a results section that presents the results alongside statistical analysis of them. Some articles, especially in the humanities, don't always have methods and results sections. However, the article will still explain how the researcher gathered evidence, such as by close reading a text, comparing cultural artifacts, or reading other secondary scholarship. The next section of an article is often the discussion, which draws conclusions based on the evidence that has been gathered. The standard convention in natural, physical, and social sciences is to present the discussion after the methods and results. In contrast, the discussion section might also make up the bulk of the article, such as in humanities research. After the discussion section, the conclusion of the article summarizes the main findings and arguments of the article. It may also include ideas for future related research. The works cited section is the last part of a scholarly article. It may also be called references or the bibliography. It contains citations for all the sources which the authors consulted or used in their research. It can be very helpful to the reader for finding more research on the same topic as the article. In this tutorial, you learned about the different sections that typically appear in a scholarly article. You learned that different disciplines and types of research may structure their scholarly articles differently. Thank you for using this tutorial. If you have other questions, please refer to our other tutorials or contact a librarian by following the links in the video's description.